Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Please subscribe to my channel, it makes me feel loved and wanted. Meet Murphy Evans. Murphy introduced himself to Denise on Facebook. "Where are you from?" he asked. "I live in Guildford, it's in England," she said. "I'm from Turkey." "Is it very hot there? It's hot in Guildford today." "I'm in Kuwait," he said, "where I work as an information technology IT support manager, currently working with Kuwait Foreign Oil Exploration, KFPEC. What is your profession?" "That sounds very complicated," said Denise. "I'm retired. I was a school dinner lady." "Glad to hear," he said. "If I may ask, are you married?" "My husband died 5 years ago." "Did you have children?" "Yes, I've got 2 children and 4 grandchildren." "I'm a widow father to one lovely daughter," he said, "and she's the source of my joy today. Once again, it's really my pleasure to meet you." "I'm so sorry about your wife. How old is your daughter?" "She's 13 years old," he said. "Have you chatted with any man? I mean, has any man asked you for a relationship once online here?" "I don't know what you mean," said Denise. "My grandson Benji put me on Facebook. Why would a man want a relationship on a computer? I don't understand, darling." "How long have you been on Facebook?" he asked. "Benji put me on here a few months ago." "Can I know more about you?" "If you want, of course you can. What do you want to know?" "How about your parents? Are they alive?" "Oh no, darling, I'm 76. My parents died years ago." "Due to the nature of my job," he said, "I'm not always active here. If you don't mind, can we exchange contact so that we can chat somewhere else more better?" "What do you mean, darling?" she said. "I told you I'm not good with computers. I only know what Benji told me." "Do you have a Gmail address?" he asked. "I use Gmail for email. Oh, and Benji got me something called Hangouts. Is that what you mean?" "OK," he said. "Send me your Gmail address so that we can chat on Hangout app." When somebody says to you that due to their nature of their job they're not allowed to use Facebook, or due to their location they can't access Facebook, what they actually mean is, I have a fake Facebook account and it's quite likely to be deleted fairly soon. So let's move to another app where it's less likely that my account will be deleted. Over on Hangouts, our man fell into the usual scammer rut. Starting with, "What are you doing right now?" "I'm talking to you, aren't I?" said Denise. Followed by, "Have you eaten dinner?" "Why do you keep asking if I've eaten dinner?" she said. "I really do care about you, and I don't want to starve and not eat before sleeping. I hope you understand." "Why would I starve before sleeping?" said Denise. "I'm only 76. I can still look after myself properly." "Oh, my apology," he said. "I was just worried a bit." "It's very kind of you to be concerned," she said, "but I really can look after myself." One thing I've noticed about scammers who work in groups is that one person or set of people seem to work Facebook, and then another person or another set of people seem to work Hangouts, and this scammer or scammers seem to be no exception. "So," said our Hangout man, "tell me, how big is your family? I mean, how many brothers and sisters you have? What about your parents?" "I'm 76, darling," she said. "My parents died years ago," which is exactly what she said when this scammer's mate asked her the same question on Facebook. "I've a sister-in-law who lives in Essex, but my brother died 10 years ago." "Unfortunately," said our scammer, "I'm the only kid my parents gave birth to. So you see, my dear lovely daughter is the only family I have now." "That must make her extra precious," said Denise. "I'm so lucky to have 2 lovely kids and 4 lovely grandkids." And then, going back into scammer mode, our man started asking the usual, really sensible questions. "What are your goals or dreams in life?" he asked our 76-year-old grandmother. "You do ask the strangest questions," said Denise. "What do you think they should be at my age?" She was considering telling him that just keeping breathing was her main aim. "I'd like to be a great-grandma." I also would like to be a great-grandpa, he said. I've always dreamt of having a big family, honey. You'll have to be a granddad first, darling, she said. How old did you say your daughter is? 13? Yes, honey, she's 13. I think you might have a long wait to be a great-grandpa. Denise retired for the night and woke up to find that our man had been on Google. Ever since I saw you, my life has changed for the better. Every day has been one full of expectations and big dreams because you are part of it. You brought back smiles into my life, gave me every reason to laugh, and encouraged me to be strong again. I'm glad you came into my life when everything seemed to be at a standstill. May this day be packed with great cheer and admiration for you. Good morning. That evening he tried to call Denise. Hello, darling, she said. I just turned on the iPad. Did you try and call me? Yes, honey, he said. I just need your attention. What are you doing right now? I'm talking to you, aren't I? So, tell me, what are some of the places you've visited? I went to Wisley Gardens with my friend last week, and I had a picnic in the gardens at Denby's a few weeks ago. Where have you been? Why did you need my attention? Was there something you wanted to ask me? I have developed the habit of thinking about you so much, honey, and I really miss you so much. Oh, that's a lovely thing to say, she said. My feelings for you come deep from my heart. My feelings for you are like the rays of sun at noon. I love you. And then he resorted to the usual, completely futile attempt to get Denise to send him some pictures. If you don't mind, send me your picture, honey. If you send me your address, I can post one to you. So he sent her his email address. No, darling, she said, your address, so I can put them in an envelope and post them to you. Forward it to my Gmail address is more better, okay, he said. I have one of them digitable camera things. My grandson Benji prints my photos for me. I can ask him to print some for me and post them to you. Send me a picture from your phone, honey. I don't have one of them mobile phone things. I have an old-fashioned phone. It plugs into the wall in my hall, darling. Just give me your address. I don't mind posting them to you. There's a post box at the end of my road. The next day, our scammer proved that he was still in full-on scammer mode. What did you have for dinner? I just made a sandwich, said Denise. Why, what did you have? I ate chocolate, he said. What is your plans for today? Chocolate? For lunch? She said. Yes, honey. Don't they feed you properly? She asked. Yes, honey. It doesn't sound like they do. You need a proper lunch, darling. I like eat chocolate for today, he said, proving that he was about 17 years old. Goodness, said Denise. What did you have for breakfast? Our scammer clearly Googled what to eat for breakfast in Kuwait and came back with, I ate Cafe Baza for dinner. I've never heard of that, said Denise. What is it? It's a name of food in Kuwait, he said. What kind of food? asked Denise. It's the best food of Kuwait, my love. So, what is your plans for today? Why won't you tell me what it is? She asked. I don't understand. Google informed our scammer Cafe Baza is a restaurant located in Kuwait, serving a selection of Kuwaiti that delivers across Kaifan, Kaldaya and Al-Ahmadi. Oh, said Denise, you had breakfast delivered. What did you have? Which of those places is where you are? You mean where I'm in Kuwait, honey? He asked innocently. Yes, darling. You just told me your delivery place delivers to Kaifan, Kaldaya and Al-Ahmadi. Oh, no, he said. I'm telling you about the restaurant, sweetie. How did they get your breakfast to you? She asked. It was delivered via water transportation, honey. They had to put my food on a boat, and it was delivered amazingly. I never really like ordering food, 'cause we got cooks here. I just thought it would be better if I give myself a treat today. Oh my, fancy having your breakfast delivered by boat, said Denise. That sounds fun, like being a prince or something. You still haven't told me what you actually had, said Denise. Oh, my bad. I was carried away, LOL, he said. Are you going to tell me, or is it a guessing game? Smiles, he said. I had chicken and waffles, honey. That sounds good. And then, having discussed breakfast and lunch, he handed his phone to a mate, who came back and said, Have you had breakfast, honey? What? Asked Denise. Realising what he'd just said, our man said, Just joking around, sweetie. What's the time over there now, love? I'm worried about you, darling, she said. Are you feeling all right? Maybe you should go and see the doctor. You aren't making sense, and eating chocolate for lunch makes me think you might be diabetic. Are you feeling thirsty and drinking a lot? I'm perfectly fine, honey, he said. I was just joking around, darling. I was not hungry, so I had to grab chocolate for lunch. I do eat good and healthy food, okay? Okay, she said, but you need to look after yourself properly, you know. Yes, darling, he said. Trust me, I do take good care of myself, my love. You need to come and visit me so I can cook you some proper meals, she said. Google took over the conversation for a few days, saying things such as, Every morning with you is priceless, and you're the reason why I wake up every day with a heart full of gratitude. I love you to the moon and back. Good morning, my love. Which, as you can see, Denise ignored, because I was getting bored with our man by then. The following day, Denise did make contact. She said, Hello, darling. I didn't turn the iPad on yesterday. How are you? I'm sad, he said. And you? Sad? Asked Denise. Why, darling? Thinking about you so much, my love, he said. Hello, she said. I thought something terrible had happened. You are okay, aren't you? Then Denise ignored him for a couple of weeks. I just got bored with him. For the second week, I was on holiday, contemplating life, the universe and everything beside a lake, as you do. When I got home, I realised that this video was half made, and it seemed a shame to waste it, so Denise made contact with our man again. Hello, darling, she said. My daughter and her family from Brighton booked a lovely cottage in the New Forest. They didn't tell me, and surprised me by turning up at my house and asked if I'd like to go with them. It was lovely, and we came home yesterday. Hello, honey, he said. Are you still in Kuwait, darling? She asked. No, he said. I'm in Sennar, Yemen, right now. When did you go there? She asked. 2 weeks ago, he said. Followed by? Well, I'll let you guess. Followed by what? You know I like to get a question into some videos, and we haven't had one recently, have we? But we're going to have one in here. What did he say next? Award yourself a gold star if you got it right. Have you eaten dinner? What are you doing in Yemen? She asked. And why do you want to know if I've eaten dinner? I know you have an obsession with food. I think you probably need to get help with that, darling. Maybe a counsellor could help you. Smiles, he said. Well, I came to Yemen for 1 month vacation. I've never met anyone that's been to Yemen on holiday, she said. What's it like there? Are there interesting places to visit? Obviously our man couldn't answer that. He probably doesn't even know where Yemen is. My good friend is a military man in Yemen, he said. I went to visit him in Yemen for some private discuss about something important. Am I allowed to be nosy and ask what? Asked Denise. Meanwhile, our scammer handed his phone to a mate, who clearly hadn't read the previous conversation and had no idea what Denise was talking about. So he said, Meaning? You said you went to see your friend to discuss something important, said Denise. Guess you don't want to tell me what it was. Honey, he said the next day, I'm always with you. Honey, I have some very important to discuss with you. Okay. Hello, darling, said Denise. What do you want to tell me? Is it what you went to see your friend about? Can I trust you with my life? He asked. On my word, said Denise. Are you in trouble? Of course you can trust me. I'd like to meet you in person, he said. Please, can I trust you with my life? Darling, she said, of course you can. Do you want to come to Guildford? I could meet you at the station. At which point, our man handed his phone to his clueless, monosyllabic mate, who came back and said, Meaning? Tell me what the problem is, she said. I want you to know, he replied, that I have studied, and I can trust you. You are a good woman. What I want to tell you now is very important, and you must keep it between you and me. Of course, darling, said Denise. I promise I won't tell a single soul. And that's another classic scammer technique, trying to make sure that you don't tell anyone who you're talking to, so that when they ask you for money, you don't tell anyone that you've been asked for money, so no one can warn you that you're talking to a scammer. What I want to discuss with you is about a parcel, he said. I have a gold parcel and some documents. I kept them under the care of a safekeeping company for the past 6 years now. But the problem is that the safekeeping company is about to fold up now due to transformation, power, leadership in the company because of bankruptcy happening in the company. So I was contacted by the safekeeping company 2 weeks as one of their beneficiary to come and claim my parcel before it's too late. If not, my parcel will be dispatched into the wrong hands, and they will not be held accountable for the dispatched. What's the gold parcel, darling? Asked Denise. So, he continued, I'm really confused now, because there's no way that the safekeeping will be to send my parcel to me here in Yemen due to my job. So I was thinking if you will be able to help me receive the parcel. You can send it to me if that will help, darling, she said. I can look after it for you. Seriously? He said, getting all excited. Of course, darling, said Denise. It's just a parcel and some papers, isn't it? The parcel we're talking about is worth over $2 million, he said. I'll put them under the bed in my spare room, said Denise, as you do when somebody sends you a parcel worth $2 million. You'll have to come to Guildford to collect it. He followed that with some more classic scammer blackmail. I want you to help me receive the box, and you will be getting 20% from what's inside the box, and keep very safe for me, honey. Of course I'll keep it safe, she said. Promise me, honey. Give me your word. Yes, more emotional blackmail. Honey, he continued, you will email the company through the company Gmail, okay? And told them your house address. You'll have to tell me what to say, darling, said Denise. I'm not good at writing emails. So he sent her a Gmail address for a delivery company that was apparently called United Nation. All you need to do, just email the company and tell them that you're here to receive the parcel box of your husband, Murphy Evans, okay? But you aren't my husband, said a rather offended Denise. My Albie died a few years ago. Denise emailed the delivery company and received this very convincing reply from a company who apparently used the same logo as the United Nations. Hello, Denise, it said. Your message was well received and understood. To follow the necessary procedures, we need a power of attorney from Murphy Evans to show you are the beneficiary of his consignment box in our custody. This power of attorney is a legal document that must be obtained from the High Court, instructing that you act on his behalf. Yours faithfully, Jamie Shawn. And that led to a protracted tussle between Denise and our scammer. It really isn't worth trying to bully Denise. You won't succeed. Hello, said Denise. Your delivery company tell me they need a power of attorney from you. Sounds complicated. I suppose you need to send it to them. Honey, he said, ask the company how are you to get the power of attorney. They said they need it from you, she said. I don't understand, darling. You'll have to talk to them yourself. Honey, he said, you need to ask the company how can you get the power of attorney, okay? I can't do that, darling, said Denise. It's your parcel. I just offered to keep it safe for you. If you want to send it here, you have to arrange it. I'm not good with the internet. I have to go now. The bus will be here soon. Denise, as ever, was getting the 10:30 bus into town. Honey, he said, starting to bully her, just do as I said, okay? Darling, she said. It's your parcel. You need to make the arrangements, not me. They said you need to get a power of attorney. You need to contact them and ask them what to do, not me. I'm off to town now. Bye for now. Our man tried again. Write back to the company, asking them how you're to get the POA! They'll tell you what next to do, okay? Darling, she said, this is what they said. We need a power of attorney from Murphy Evans. They need it from you. I wouldn't know how to start. I'm 76, darling. I don't use the iPad very much. If you can't get the power of attorney yourself, then I'm afraid you'll have to go and collect the parcel and send it to someone else. Honey, he said, it's not much of a big deal. Just email back the company asking them how you're supposed to get the POA. I believe they'll tell you what to do. There's no way I can get the POA from over here. Look, darling, said Denise, they said clearly that you need to get it. I can't do it for you. It's your parcel, not mine, and I don't see any reason why I should waste my time doing your work. Stop being lazy. If you were my son Ian, I'd give you a right old talking to. If you want something done in life, you have to do it yourself. Don't rely on old ladies to do it. All you need to do is phone the company. They told me what you need to do. I'm sure they'll tell you as well. They told you they're closing, so it's up to you and them to make arrangements to get it delivered to wherever you want it. It's not my problem, is it? It's yours. Why are you sounding this way all of a sudden? Said our frustrated bully. You agreed to help me with this, now you're backing out. What's going on? Are you still going to help me with the delivery of my parcel? I'm not backing out, darling, said Denise. I agreed you can get it delivered to me. It's your parcel, so you have to make the arrangements. As my old mum used to say, if you don't like it, you know what you can do. Actually, it was my grandmother. How can I possibly get a power of attorney in your name? That isn't even possible. Don't be a lazy, childish fool. Just do it yourself. Why all of this, he said. It won't take up to 5 minutes of your time to email the company, asking them how to get the POA. Remember, you're getting 20% from what's inside the box. I guess you aren't serious about getting it sent to me, she said. It's your box. The company clearly said the power of attorney has to come from you. If you can't be bothered to contact them yourself, then you'll have to lose the box. You're just a lazy toad, aren't you? If you were my Ian, I'd clip you round the ears for being lazy. Honey, he said, just ask the company about how to get the power of attorney right now. Please, just do what I said. Okay? If there's anything absolutely guaranteed to make me personally do the opposite, that's it. I'm not telling you again, said Denise. I can't do it. I'm 76 and I'm not good with the internet. It's your parcel, so you arrange it. Don't message me again if you won't do it. Goodbye. Honey, he said, you aren't willing to do it. Goodbye, she said. A lot of these scammers will just try to bully their victim into complying with their wishes. And I suspect that at least some of the victims who fall for the bullying have previously been in abusive relationships and are used to being bullied and are used to giving in to bullies. Please, ladies, if somebody online tries to bully you, stand up for yourself. And also, learn where the block button is. It's so easy to engage with someone who's trying to blackmail you. Just block them and move on. Having said that, oh dear, what's our man going to do? How long do you think it will take before he relents? 36 minutes. Honey, he said, I will contact the company myself later. The next day, Denise asked him if he'd heard from the company. Yes, honey, he said. I have managed to receive an email from the security company last night, my dear. The UN lawyer will help to obtain the power of attorney from the court for the delivery box to you, and it's going to cost $1,650, okay? Okay, said Denise. Just let me know when you've managed to get it and arrange delivery. I'll make sure I'm at home when it's delivered. Honey, he said, everything is ready for delivery, okay? All you have to do is to make the payment for the power of attorney, and it will be delivered to your doorstep. Why do I have to pay? Asked Denise. It's your power of attorney. The power of attorney needs to be obtained from the court, honey. Okay, he answered. Yes, said Denise. So why do I have to pay? For the delivery, after the power of attorney has been obtained from the court. Okay, he said, changing his mind quickly about what she was paying for. It's your box, darling, she said. I don't see why I should pay to have it delivered. I've just agreed to look after it for you as a favour. The box will be delivered to your doorstep, honey. Okay, he said. Yes, honey. The security company has rules and regulations to follow. Okay? I'm sure they do, said Denise, but it's your box. You shouldn't be asking old ladies to give you money. That's not very gentlemanly, is it? I've never come across a delivery company that expects the receiver to pay. In fact, I've never come across a delivery company that doesn't need to send it to pay in advance. I'm sure yours will let you pay. This is not just a company, he said. This is a trustworthy and reliable company, honey. I wish I could copy that UK advert from Marks and Spencer's. You know the one. That's not just any chocolate mousse. It's a Marks and Spencer chocolate mousse. But I can't copy it, so I won't. The payment and your details will be forwarded to the company for the delivery, okay? That's how the company works, honey. Then you'll have to get it delivered somewhere else, darling, she said. I don't have that kind of money. I'm an old lady living on my pension. I'm sure you'll find someone else who can receive it for you. Is that what you have to say? Said our disappointed scammer. What else do you want me to say? Said Denise. I can't pay for it. You won't. So I guess you'll have to find someone else. I'm sure you could pay for yourself. If you were my son, I'd clip you around the ears for asking someone else to pay rather than paying yourself. Our defeated scammer disappeared. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please like it, please share it, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another Keep Safe on the Net video on YouTube.